Now, let me be clear when I talk about a hate preacher. We are GB News. We are the People's Channel. We believe in free speech. We believe in the right for people to be heard. We believe in free and open debate. And I honestly believe, across the output of this channel, that is what you see every single day. We loathe cancel culture. But free speech has its limits. And those limits are the incitement of violence above all. And that was where we were really, really alarmed that this Dr. Inayat Ullah Abbasi was coming to this country and doing a speaking tour. And we talked about this last night because we were tipped off by a GB News viewer. We've been in touch with the Home Office, who just bat us away with a bland response. Now, remember, you know, we've banned people like Geert Wilders, the Dutch politician, from coming into this country. We've banned a couple of Canadian Conservatives from coming into this country. Well, if you're going to ban people because you fear their speech may be insightful, we certainly should have had alarm bells ringing about this man. Now, he did give a speech in the Midlands last night, and from what we've heard, nothing especially controversial was said. But he was due to speak tomorrow in London, in the East End of London, and that event has now been cancelled. And you can see the advertisement for the event on your screens. That event has been cancelled. I repeat the point. There is not an ounce of hypocrisy in this. We want people to be free to speak their mind. We want open debate. What we don't want is violent incitement. Well, joining me is Charlotte Littlewood, Research Fellow at the Henry Jackson Society. I wonder, Charlotte, how many people like Dr. Abbasi come into our country, say completely outrageous things, and we probably never get to hear about it?
I mean, Nigel, that is absolutely the right question to be asking actually here, because what Abbasi is a part of is something called the Khatme Nubuwwat. So he's president of Khatme Nubuwwat Bangladesh. And this is sort of an affiliation of organisations that all believe in an extreme anti-blasphemy stance. What I mean by that is they call for the death of blasphemers, people who insult Islam or the Prophet Muhammad. Now, Khatme Nubuwwat conferences are happening year on year in this country, and people are flying from Pakistan to preach here in the UK, and I know of at least 9 that have made frequent travel to the UK, that there have been frequent questions posed to the Home Office about this. Why are they still coming?
Do you have, at the Henry Jackson Society, do you have many members of Parliament that are prepared to stand up and ask questions of the Home Secretary?
I mean, the Henry Jackson Society is a think tank with researchers,
Sure.
but I can tell you through my PhD thesis that the MP that's worked tirelessly on this is Siobhan McDonagh, because this links heavily to the persecution of Ahmadiyya Muslims.
Yes.
They are believed to be blasphemers, heretics, and one of them was brutally murdered in this country, in Glasgow, in 2006.
This was the shopkeeper, wasn't it?
Yeah. Beaten so badly, every bone in his face was broken.
Yeah, I remember. It was an absolutely horrendous case.
Yeah. And Khatme Nubuwwat praised his death.
I asked the question about members of Parliament because it seems to me this is happening, and we're doing our best here on... I'm doing my best with GB News to try and raise this issue, and you do what you can as a think tank. We don't seem to have much support out there in the media or in Parliament. It's as if everyone's happy for this just to be buried under the carpet, and when we asked yesterday and today for the Home Office specific questions about this man, they won't give us an answer. What do we need to do?
So I think it's really important, and this has been called for in the past, so I really don't understand why this is not in place, but there needs to be an Urdu specialist unit within the Home Office that assesses the likes of these people coming over to speak. And there are red flags.
Hang on, stop. What do you mean, there needs to be? Are you saying there isn't one?
That has been a question that's been raised a number of times, and there hasn't been a straight answer on whether there are Urdu specialists working on this, and clearly there needs to be, and we haven't got a straight answer from the Home Office as to whether there are any. That would be a clear answer to stop the likes of this man coming to the UK. Also, there are clear flags. Khatme Nubuwwat is one of them. And we have Khatme Nubuwwat registered charities in the UK and conferences, flyers calling for the death of Ahmadiyyas with Khatme Nubuwwat on it here in the UK. So Khatme Nubuwwat, get used to that word. I understand these are difficult words, but come on, you're supposed to be some of the most intelligent people in the country running the country. Clearly not.
Well, I'm deeply alarmed by this, Charlotte, deeply alarmed. Not just about this man, but as you say, you have at least 9 cases of this that have gone on. And thank you for joining me on the programme. And we're going to keep the pressure on the Home Office. We're not just going to accept being fobbed off. We are going to keep the pressure on, and we're going to ask some MPs to start being a bit more robust in asking questions.